Peace, family. I'm gonna do this video as a follow-up to my previous video where I talked about Savannah Guethrie, the mother of an NBC News anchor woman who was abducted from her home. I question how a crime of this magnitude can be perpetrated within a governed society. I also question where were the laws that would discourage this type of behavior. Now the thing is, you have to question is, how would a government be developed that does this? Where would these laws come from? Well, these laws will come from basic human rights. And what are human rights? Human rights are a set of standards and behavior and respect that the people have established outside of a governing body. Once these group of people decide that they want to have their way of life protected and secured, they then establish a government to do that. Now your human rights are now civil rights. And it is the duty of the governing body to make sure that these civil rights are mutually respected and binding to its citizens. So whether you're born in or whether you want to accept this philosophy, everybody will be protected by these now civil rights. This country has not done that. After the conception of America, you awarded the people who brutally enslaved Africans. You awarded the businesses and industries that sprung from this brutal enslavement. This is why you have now a governing system that does not work in the best interest of the people. This is why you have now businesses and industries that does not work in the benefit of the people. This is why now you have a nation of people that have no mutual respect for each other, no sense of camaraderie. And when a crime like this is perpetrated, because of this apathetic culture that we live in, everyone is a person of interest. Had we embraced human rights and human decency, and then governed and sanctioned that, and punished those who acted against our beliefs, we wouldn't be up under this system today. We would have a culture where these types of crimes would not be able to be perpetrated. And why? When you commit a crime like this, you're going to need some help from somebody. And because we embrace human rights that benefit the people, and we sanction the government that respected these human rights that now become civil rights, there isn't enough people out here that this person can get the assistance he needs and the support he needs to commit a crime like this. And see, you also have to keep in mind this. Coming out of slavery, white people have changed the nature of Christianity. They took the characters out of it and changed them from black to white. And they promoted this to their people. When you look at how white people who were brought up believing that God looked like them, that Jesus looked like them, you see presidents of the United States that look like them, you see business leaders, economic leaders look like them. Did this pull white people out of their brutal, evil state? Did this create a kinder, gentler version of white people? Absolutely not. These people were before and after still are the most vicious people on the planet. Looking at themselves in leadership from heaven to the earth did not change the nature of white people. Now, where would these laws that come from that will elevate a people to a point where committing a crime would be beneath them? Where would they come from? It will come from restoring the images of Christianity, and then teaching the true people who this Bible was wrote for. Black people, that God was black, Jesus was black. It will come from creating our own businesses, industries, and institutions so that our sons and daughters, our children, our neighbors, people in our community can see people that look like them in positions of leadership and authority over our community. This will elevate people from their slave mentality back to the original purpose intended that God created us for. That way we would embrace these civil rights and would pass them around to our people. And imagine if we did that. If we did that, what would the culture of our society look like? What would the rate of crime in our community look like? You know, but because we have not done that, and then when I come along and say we can get back to that, and how we do that is stop practicing their beliefs, stop practicing their holidays, stop fighting in their wars, stop singing their national anthem, stop participating in their Olympics until this country addressed the needs and interests of people, black people. I get attacked. But we see white people did not elevate themselves even when they put themselves in a position of saying that they were the children of God, that God looked like them. This did not change their behavior. So if that doesn't change their behavior, why do you think participating in their Olympics, fighting their wars, eating their food, living up under their economics, while you're last and everything, is going to change their behavior? It is not. Because we have been reluctant to put our human rights first, to prioritize ourselves, we now live in a system opposite of what we were intended to be. Like I said, we're voting for political candidates that's not leading us forward, they're taking us back to what we used to be. We're voting for a political system that we have the rich governing over the poor. We have the greedy governing over the people. This is the exact opposite of the way the system of government should be. And until we address this and have conversations around this, you're going to continue to have crimes like this being perpetrated. And like I say, when crimes like this is enacted, everybody that's living in this non-functioning society, this non-cooperative society, everyone becomes a person of interest. But if we were to do that, the people responsible or who could possibly commit a crime like this, they would stick out like a sore thumb, because they would be acting in ways and mannerisms that's totally inconsistent to the vast majority of the people. But, you know, like I say, if I say something, you know, I get attacked. But if my way is not the way, I would love for whoever contradict what I got to say, please feel free to do so. I look forward to reading your response. But as all, I'm in this video here, and as always, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I invite you to leave yours in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Ashe.